It's Ports a Call waterfront dining, award-winning service and cuisine with a view of the dynamic LA harbor from every seat. For reservations and directions, visit portsacalldining.com or call 310-833-3553.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCML Podcast, brought to you by the LA Radio Studio. My name is John Safari, and I'm the president and co-founder of Orange County Music League. We're going to give you a little background on what we do here. To start off this first podcast, Orange County Music League was founded in December 2013 to help out artists against the pay-to-play scheme that has gone rabid starting here in Southern California. Furthermore, we have evolved into more than just promoting and has turned into basically a one-stop shop for anything that bands need to do, along with doing a lot of community outreach, working with the homeless in Santa Ana, and doing toy drives and other benefits for people that we know that are in weird situations. I'm going to go ahead and go around the room, and everybody's going to introduce themselves and what brought them to the OCML team, starting with my business partner, Kevin Martin.
Hi. My name's Kevin Martin. John and I founded OCML back in December 2013, as he already said. I forgot what I was going to say.
What did you do with music before we started OCML?
Yes. So I've been doing music for a couple of years prior to OCML. I started a camp-out festival called Bradstock. In Lake Elsinore. Word of mouth, family, friends type of deal. You camp out overnight. It was a great party. Lots of great music. And that's kind of my background coming into it, other than knowing a lot of bands.
Yeah, and then I was, throwing... I came from having a T-shirt company that I was selling T-shirts in the back of Drum and Bass Club, run by my friend over at Upgrade. And I asked him one night how to get bands on the stage. When that show finally came around, Kevin was one of the attendees because he was friends with one of the bands. And I was running around like a chicken with my head up my ass, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And he asked if I needed a little bit of help, and then he helped me on a couple more shows. We planned a Bradstock and kind of got drunk at the bar a couple times and came up with OCML. So
it's like falling in love. A couple of drinks, a couple of shows,
Next thing you know, we formed a company.
It's like having a baby.
So then we started with, we had a toy drive for Orangewood Children's at Hoagie Bar Michaels, rest in peace. And Chad Martini attended, and then he again attended Down Tuesdays, which was our first weekly event that we started in the Copper Door in Santa Ana. And Chad would show up with his guitar, and he was there at every show. And so Kevin and I kind of looked at him one night and asked him if he wanted to join the team. And Chad, take it away.
How's it going, everybody? That's how I met OCML. Actually, I met Kevin when I was in elementary school. When we were just wee lads.
We were youngins.
And then, I don't know, we both went to different schools and ended up connecting later on. Actually, it was a cystic fibrosis benefit show that I actually reconnected with you at.
Yeah.
And then, and then Bradstock, and then played Bradstock, been to every single Bradstock out there. But after that, just started playing a bunch for them, saw the whole ordeal and what they were standing for, and that made a huge difference compared to what I've been playing, or who I've been playing with, and what companies, productions, communities, and everything that I've been playing with before them, especially in the pay-to-play scene, which really kind of screws not only myself, but many other artists out there.
Hashtag and pay-to-play.
Pretty much screws all of them over. But anyways, it's nice to get connected with a community and an organization that basically gets artists on their feet and helps them out, and not only with free shows, but donations and many different events that are going out there, from outdoor festivals to bars to all ages venues. I mean, it's a great thing to do.
And then, promoting on the streets like a Vegas promoter. Along comes David Martinez. Why don't you give us your background here?
Hello, my name is David Martinez. I am the creative director of Orange County Music League. I was interviewed actually by Chad on November 12th, which is in 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's 2 or 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Damn, it's
Yeah,
been a
so
year.
it's going to be 2 years. And by the way, it feels
2 years, I
it
mean.
feels fucking great to be outside the studio.
I'm glad
And
that
into
you dropped
another
the first
studio.
F-bomb and it wasn't me. Hell
Yes. The one
Mr.
guy,
PC
the one,
here,
it's
Mr.
the
PC.
the one guy that gave the 30-minute speech of not cursing, and I actually
yeah. Yes. Thank you, bands, for following that in the videos. And he
Yes.
practices what he preaches.
Yeah, I was introduced to OCML by John. I was handed a flyer when I was walking in downtown Santa Ana.
Y'all say handbills don't work.
True,
And he said, I can do better.
pretty much.
And then he did better.
And handbills still work.
They actually still, yeah, they do.
Very well.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years. I mean, and I was mentored by our previous designer, Vlad.
Vladislav.
Yeah, and the creative team grew from 1 individual to 7 right now. So it's a pretty strong team, and really happy working here. By the way.
And we're really glad to have you on board. And anything that you see online, I would say about 80% of it now that you see online is all created by David, and then the other 20% is managed by David, which is great.
Pretty much.
Graphics are always killer. I mean, he just did my CD release,
CD,
actually.
yeah.
My CD
CDs,
cover.
and now
so.
we're getting into the videos and interviews. And then the last person with us today to introduce is Ginger. We met at Bristol to Memory concert at Diego's, and take it away.
Yeah. Hi, this is Ginger Sierra. It was a combination of following Bristol to Memory and Bristol to Memory connecting with OCML and me seeing John and Kevin and, oh, these are the guys who did this show. And so I liked your Facebook page, and I think a couple weeks later, John had posted, hey, we need volunteers. And I contacted him and met him at Diego's and blah, 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 blah.
And here we are 2.5 years later doing
Right.
a podcast.
Yep.
She's still here.
They can't get rid of me.
Yeah. Oh, no,
That's funny.
Now they are in love with me.
yeah, it's hard to get rid of Ginger.
She's a hugger. She's
Yeah.
definitely a hugger.
What happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas, guys.
Yeah, and so throughout the first year of OCML, this is pretty much the core group, and then we got a couple more people that have joined that have been in and out. And we'll be bringing them in future podcasts here down the road, along with some musical guests. Talks about different kind of charity things that we're doing, which is something that we end up doing at least one every month. We really believe in supporting the community that supports us. So don't ever feel afraid to reach out to us if you have something that you might need help with, whether it be a medical bill, an accident, it could be anything. Your house could burn down. We don't know, but we're here to help. So let us know. David, why don't you talk about the creative process, a little bit of OCML, and how that has evolved into what the digital network is looking like right now?
So, usually, I get an email from John regarding a flyer of some sort. It takes a while to get the idea and the concept of what the show is going to be about, because having 300 plus shows a year, it becomes a hassle to, get a certain theme or title for every show. But once we get the ball rolling, it's pretty easy to, take out anything regarding design.
Well, yeah, and since the design, we've gotten a little bit further with the T-shirts and the albums, and putting out the rad samplers, which is awesome. We have a lot of those. If you want to look those up, you can kind of see the progression and how all of our artists have come from a wider radius from Orange County. The longer that we've been going on here. You can go to radsampler.bandcamp.com, and we teamed up with our partner Nolan Davis at Rad Music up in Fresno to do all those.
That's rad.
Boom. I think we've done 5 now. They are all available for free download on that Bandcamp. Just click buy now and then enter 0. If you feel like tipping us, that's great. It helps go to the next one. We mail them to record stores, really help these artists get out of the bubble of their own county. So yeah, I think there's probably almost 100 songs on there that you'll get for free right now. Rad Sampler. .bandcamp.com.
Local music.
Yeah, and then the beautiful thing about actually working with you guys, creative-wise, is that not only do our designers and photographers get work from us, OCML, but we get commissioned work coming in from outside bands and or other brands that need help. So, it's a constant workflow that's coming in.
Well, and it's because, we have really good graphics, and they come around pretty quick. You don't have to wait a month to get what you ordered.
I just like to see him drown in work.
And then somehow try to get back up without a floaty.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Help me!
His stress drops coming down his face.
Oh, like, Jesus. No.
Hey,
Playing
he doesn't
that
have to
background.
work out anymore. He sweats enough.
Yeah.
I said he'll
pretty
be
much.
done next week. God.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Ginger's opinion on her experience of OCML over the last couple of years and watching some of our bands like, Bristol to Memory and the Alienated grow and now be on the road where they're on the road for a month or so at a time, seeing the whole world. I mean, those are bands that nobody knew when we started doing what we were doing, and it's pretty cool to be able to watch that. And what's your experience? Because I know you're a little bit more on the friends side with all the bands than we are on the business side,
Well, that is part of my job, I consider. Yeah, I think that just within the musicians, just the bands themselves, and a lot of the bands that come to as many of our shows that they can, even when they're not playing, I think we need to encourage that. And a lot of them think it's awful when they go to a show and a band is maybe the first or second band, and
They leave.
They leave.
Yeah. Pack up and leave. Don't do that.
Up to a certain point, I can understand, maybe they've got another show or something like that or whatever, but...
I would suggest not doing that, too.
Yeah, well, I would agree with that. But it's nice to see because they are encouraging the other musicians. Like, when they see a new band they've never seen before, and they start talking to them. And telling
Makes
them
more of
about
a-
their experience with us.
And then-
makes more of a community that way.
Exactly.
And people actually, bands coming to other bands' shows and actually creating a show rather than just their friends coming. It's more of an actual music scene.
Yeah, and I mean, then those bands, 2 months down the road are playing a show that they set up, in Long Beach or something that had nothing to do with the promoter. And so when you say, which I've heard a few times, which kind of throws me off, I'm not there to make friends with the other bands, well, you're going to be missing a lot of opportunity. And so you should redirect that and be there to make friends with the other bands and go to other shows to make friends with them, because you're going to get opportunities. Like, you're not going to be able to create all the opportunities yourself, and we're not going to be able to either. So you got to get out and you got to meet other people, and that's how you're going to get opportunity.
Pretty much that's what the majority of our interviewees that we've had at the OCML Digital Network have been stating. You have to have networking. You got to be at shows and actually talk to people. You get possible gigs coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, this is the first episode, and so we definitely want to thank you guys for listening so far. We're going to be doing these about once a week, so stay tuned. Weekly, we'll be coming out with these little podcasts. We'll be talking about stuff different. We'll have different guests, different members of the OCML team in. If you would like to follow us on the internet, you can find us on Instagram at OC Music League. You can find us on our website at ocmusicleague.com, facebook.com/OCML events. And you can find us every Sunday in Santa Ana at the 4th Street Market if you just want to come out and do it the old school way and handshake and phone exchange. Let's do it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
OCML.